Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing awesome. So today's video is going to be a chit chat video. I know I make a bunch of word reviews, but my default setting is talking. I really do like to talk, and one of the goals I set myself this year was to talk more on my channel and put out more of my own content, because with word reviews, even though yes, I'm the one creating the content, but I'm creating it for a company, so I just really want my channel to be about Shaz and about, like, you know, my life and stuff. So I started a series about like a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years, called Chat with Shaz. And like most things in my life, I was just so inconsistent. I'm not proud of this. I think I have like 2 episodes and they did pretty well. So yesterday I was reviewing some of my old YouTube content, and I was like, why don't I start doing this again? So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this series of just chatting, but I would need you guys' help, please. Like, I need you guys to suggest topics that you want me to talk about. Of course, I want to give you guys the content that you like. So if you want to hear my opinion on certain topics, then please leave the topics in the comment section, or you can send me an email. My email will be on the screen or in the comments, in the description box. Guys, I can't talk. Anyways, yeah, today I'm going to be talking about what they don't tell you about turning 25. Now, I have been 25 for about 10 months now. I was 25 in March of last year, so I'm going to be 26 in like 2 months, and I feel like I have the power and the experience to talk about what being 25 is all about, especially as a woman. I can't really speak on the guy's perspective because obviously I'm not a guy. So yeah, that sounds like something you'd be interested in. Please make sure you do subscribe and join the family. So if you're watching this video, you're probably 25 or you're about to turn 25, or even maybe above 25. I'm not going to put any age restrictions. Anybody can watch this video. But 25 is that age that, as women, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on us. Like, we have to get it right at 25. Like, I remember I used to tell myself at 25, I want to be married, I want to, you know, have my business and do XYZ and know what I want in life. And guys, I'm 25, and I mean, God has ticked some of those things. My God has been working overtime, guys, and he's been granting some of my 25 wish lists. I will tell you guys that later on. But there's certain things that I still haven't achieved. So yeah, for me, I would say that the biggest adjustments I had to make since I turned 25 is my diet and my skin, right? I've always had acne prone skin. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that I'm always making skincare videos and dealing with acne, but it was never really bad. I mean, I would break out like once or twice every month, maybe time of the month, or on my cheek, you know, nothing crazy. But about 2 weeks leading up to my birthday, which was last year, I noticed that I started breaking out so much. And honestly, I didn't know where it was coming from. So I clocked 25 and I was still breaking out. So I decided to do some research because it was terrible. Like, I had a bunch of big, massive pimples on my forehead, my cheeks. And because I wasn't used to it, you know, it kind of made me feel a little bit insecure. So doing research, I realized that as women, once you hit 25, your body reacts differently to different kinds of food. Now, for me, sadly, I can't have dairy, so no milk, no ice cream, no cheese, none of that. I mean, I can still have it, but it has to be lactose free. And if you guys know, there's always a difference. Like, when you have real creamy ice cream and lactose free ice cream, there's a huge difference. So sadly, I can't have all those things anymore. So advice number 1, if you're under 25, make sure you enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, baby boo. Eat all the dairy, eat all the sugar, eat everything, because once you hit that 25 mark, your body is going to start storing fat in different places, okay? Your body is going to start reacting differently to sugar and to all these things. I mean, some people are lucky, they're very different, but for the most part, most women react to sugar or react to food differently once they hit that 25 mark. The second thing about turning 25 is you are going to be under a lot of pressure as a woman to be married, to find a spouse. Even if you're not married yet, you are supposed to be in a very serious relationship. And typical 25-year-olds, you open Instagram every single day, like on my feed on Instagram, I see someone getting engaged, I see someone getting married, I see someone welcoming a child. I mean, I'm happy for them, trust me. I love to see people grow. But just to let you guys know, 25 is that age where you're gonna keep getting like wedding invites. It's gonna be in your face. And of course, your parents and your friends and your family, oh, when are you getting married? When are you doing this? When are you doing that?
When will you marry? When will you marry? Will it be this year or next year? Will you be single forever? Jesus, when will you marry? When will you marry Jehovah?
Of course, not everyone desires marriage, so I feel like we should factor that in. If you do not desire marriage, then you can probably skip this point. But if you genuinely desire to be married and at 25 you don't have a serious relationship, honestly, I don't feel like you should beat yourself up about it, because one, marriage is a lot of work, okay? I mean, we can tell from our parents, marriage is a lot of work, especially if you're African. You know that our mothers had to deal with a lot of things. They had to tolerate and compromise. So if you are 25 and you want to be married and you don't have a spouse, I want you to ask yourself these questions and really be honest and truthful with yourself. Number one, are you ready to be a wife? And number two, are you ready to be a mother? Because the truth is, the sad truth, I feel like in a marriage, men are the most fulfilled. I mean, even if you're in a very happy marriage, don't get me wrong, there are beautiful marriages and happy marriages. I feel like men are still the most fulfilled in a marriage, because as women, we tend to make more sacrifices and more compromises. It's just the law and nature of things. So you want to make sure that you are ready to be able to make those compromises if you're getting a marriage, because if you're still discovering yourself and you're trying to give into societal pressure to get married, when you enter a marriage, it could change you and you could realize that, oh wait, I haven't lived, I haven't developed myself and my character. And I low-key feel like the reason why a lot of people put pressure on women to get married at 25 is because there is a biological clock for us women. So 25 is that age that, yeah, you're gonna be 30 soon. You probably need to find someone to get married so that you can have kids, because in a couple of years, like, it might be dangerous for you to get pregnant. So there is a lot of pressure in that department. However, I still feel like you need to be ready. To be honest, you can't even be 100% ready. That's the honest truth. But you can be ready to an extent. Like, there is no past question papers about marriages. Like, every marriage is different. I mean, even in exams, like, sometimes you do all the past question papers and you're ready, and then you get your exam questions and it's like a totally different exam style. Like, you just panic and go blank. So that is the same thing with marriage. As a woman, you have to make sure you choose the right man, the man that God has destined for you. It's gonna be hard out in these streets, I know, because there are a lot of sheep in wolves clothing, but that is why you have to have a relationship with the Holy Spirit. You have to have a good discerning spirit. And I mentioned this in one of my videos about like relationships as well. I said, if you are waiting to, how did I word it? I'm trying to figure out how I worded it. But you kind of attract who you are. So you can ask yourself this question: can you marry you? If your answer is no, then you're not ready for marriage. If your answer is yes, then you're probably on the right track. So a lot of women want, oh my God, I don't like this word, but I have to use it because that's the only way I can describe this. But a lot of women want high value men. This word makes me think of Mr. Kevin Samuels. That's why I don't want to use it. But the societal definition of a high value man is a man that makes a lot of money, he's this, and he's desired by most women. But my definition of a high value man is one, a man that has the fear of God in him. There are a lot of Christians that don't have the fear of God. And what does the fear of God look like? It's basically when you're about to sin, you're reminded that the wages of sin is death. And you're trying not to upset God, and you know that if you sin, you're going to get punished. So there's a debate between your conscience and, of course, the evil man telling you to do this. So that is having the fear of God in you and having the Holy Spirit and having a good discerning spirit. Some people don't have this. You might be a Christian, but if you don't have this, if you're not scared to sin, if you don't think of the consequences when you sin, I'm sorry to say this, then you don't have the fear of God in you. And as men and even as women in general, I feel like we should all have the fear of God. So that is my definition of a high value man. If you are trying to attract a high value man, you have to be a high value woman yourself. So please do not let anyone rush you into marriage. It is a lifetime commitment. Of course, you should have it at the back of your mind if you're trying to be married or if you desire marriage, but please make sure you work on yourself. Don't enter the wrong relationship because society wants you to get married at 25. Make sure that you're spending this single stage developing your relationship with God and studying the word and developing your character. Trust me, it's like, I always give this analogy. When you're running a race and Jesus is the focus, if you're running and looking at Christ, there are other people running beside you also looking at Christ. So it's easier for you to hold someone's hand who's beside you and you both run towards Christ. So if you're trying to look left and right, you're going to get distracted and you might see people just chilling on the roadside, and that's going to slow your race. So pray to God to find someone that is running to Christ just as you are. And trust me, God will give you someone like that. So even if you're 25, you're 30, it's not how early, but how well you run the race. So advice number 2 is please do not give in to societal pressure. Just pray to God, and at the right age and at the right time, providing that you are growing yourself, you will definitely find someone that's running the same race as you. So number 3, 25 was the age that I compared myself a whole lot with. Funny story, not even people my age. I kept on comparing myself with people that were like 35 and way older than me. And it's funny because every time I have conversations with these people, they're like, Sharon, for a 25-year-old, you're actually well learned, like you have a lot of experience and you're very mature. Like, I wish I had the knowledge you have at 25. Like, you're doing amazing. But still, like, it still doesn't register in my head. I always put a lot of pressure on myself, like, oh, I need to do this. Like, this person has this business, person has this, that. And I'm still like at the baby stage trying to figure out life out and stuff like that. Trust me, everyone's journey and path is different. Some people are early bloomers, some people are late bloomers. So that's why I absolutely love the story of the owner of KFC. Like, he was rejected so many times. At the age of 25, he retired, and the government placed him on a monthly retirement, pension, right, of $105. And to him, it was such an insult. So he was about to commit suicide, right? So he was writing his suicide note, and then he just thought to himself, why don't I write down everything that I could achieve if I were to start my life again? And that's where the whole KFC idea came. He found something that only him could do better than anybody else. So he decided to start cooking his chicken and going from door to door, advertising to restaurants. Guess what, guys? He was turned down over 1,000 times. It was I think the 1,010th time that restaurant gave him a shot. So at the age of 88, he became a multi-billionaire. And of course, everyone knows KFC. Like, it's probably the second largest like fast food across the world. So for me, that is so inspirational because one, it teaches me never to give up. Like, no matter how hard, even when the going gets tough, keep pushing yourself. Like, guys, at 88, he's a multi-billionaire. Like, if that isn't inspiring enough, then you're only 25. Obviously, I'm not saying that everyone should just relax and wait till they're 88. But what I'm trying to say is keep trying, keep pushing. I feel like from 20 to like 29 or even like 30-ish, like early 30s, the early months of being 30 rather, you still have a lot of time to explore, to try different things. Your 20s should be your year of exploring and trying out different things. You can make excuses. People wouldn't like be hard on you in your 20s. Like, just be foolishly wise, if that makes sense. Foolishly wise? You guys get my drift. Basically experiment, try different things out. Don't put yourself in a box. You have from 30 and above to put yourself in a box. So please don't put a lot of pressure on yourself if you're not getting it right at 25. Sometimes it takes people 3 years after 25. Some people get their life right at 28. Because to be honest, right now I'm still discovering myself. I don't know who I am fully yet. So I studied aeronautical engineering, as you guys know. I'm not using my degree right now. I wasted all that money. And it's heartbreaking, but such is life. Some people know where they want to be at the age of 18, others don't. And truth is, when I turned 25, I put so much pressure on myself and I was constantly reminding myself of things that I hadn't achieved. And that kind of like blinded me to the fact that I've actually achieved so much. So don't focus so much on the things you haven't achieved or the things you are yet to achieve, and look back at your little wins. Think like, wow, I have a YouTube channel of like 16,000 subscribers. My Instagram is like 20,000 followers, and I'm getting paid. Like, guys, that is a lot. Like, a lot of people at 25 don't have money. Like, they literally don't have anything. In Nigeria, I started earning from YouTube in dollars. So it's, trust me, you have achieved so much. At the end of this video, I want you to just make a list of the things you've achieved, even if it's very little. Like, if you're a YouTuber and you gain 10 subscribers in a month, write it down. Guys, it's something. People are subscribing to you. They want to hear what you have to say. So at 25, please be kind to yourself, love God and love yourself. And just appreciate how far you've come. A lot of people don't live to see 25, and you have lived to see a quarter of a century. That's a miracle in itself. Okay, just put your trust in God. Whichever journey he has for you, whichever path he has for you, he would show you. As long as you walk with him, then he will definitely guide your path. Like right now, I'm like, listen, God, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but you are the one that provide food for the birds in the sky. So you will take care of me. Like, you knew my journey from when I was in my mother's womb. So you definitely not leave me nor forsake me. Instead of being sad that you haven't achieved a lot since you turned 25, I feel like it should be a wake-up call for you. Like, this should be the time you tell yourself, Shaz, wake up. Time is not waiting for anyone. You're 25 now. You don't have time to be a baby anymore. There's so much to be done, so much to be achieved. No more procrastination. Like, talk to yourself and tell yourself, get your stuff together, get your life together, but not in a negative and toxic way. Be kind to yourself, but at the same time, apply the maximum amount of pressure, the maximum amount of healthy pressure on yourself, if that makes sense. I'm drilling this into my head, guys. It's not just you. I need to stop procrastinating. I need to stop hoarding content, because I make a lot of content, but I just feel like, nah, it's not good enough, and I end up not posting. But the truth is, you never get it perfect. Just create your content and put it out there. Like, the world needs someone like you. You are going to be solving a problem that no one else can solve. Just like the KFC Don, like, he knew that there was no one that could do what he was doing. So there is definitely a space in the market for you. Like, you are very unique. There are certain things you can do that I can't do, and certain things that I can do that you can't do. So even if there are a bunch of, I don't know, like wig review people on YouTube, or a bunch of dancers on YouTube or TikTok, there's still something about you that's gonna draw people to you, if that makes sense. So don't say, everyone's doing it, I'm not gonna do it. No, we want to see what you have to say. We want to see what you can do. We want to see the spice that you add to it. So just explore, guys. Just jump into it. Don't think about it, just jump into it. Of course, it has to be in line with, you know, your religious beliefs. I'm not saying like explore everything. Don't quote me anywhere, okay? So yeah, guys, that is basically the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. 25 is a very interesting age. Honestly, I don't feel any different. I'm gonna be 26 soon. I feel like it's just continuation. But I'm looking forward to this journey. I'm gonna keep growing and keep appreciating the little wins that I achieve. And yeah, please don't forget to leave any topic you would like me to discuss in the description box. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you in my next video. God bless. Bye, guys. Mwah.